find your calm and stay poised. You're not late, you're right on cue. Every fit skill looks good on you. So light it up, get glow through the doubt. Even discount dreams can still work out. We rise, rewind, and do it again. Off-brand hearts still find their zen. Make it work the wellness. Take your time. Even chaos can fall in line. Make it work the wellness. Make it yours. We're all just healing in synth-wave chords.
The holiday season is supposed to feel magical, but sometimes it feels more like a group project, and you're doing all the work. Welcome back to Bargain Brand Wellness. Tonight we're diving into holiday stress, why it hits so hard, how to stay grounded, and what actually helps when peppermint scented advice just isn't cutting it. So grab your hot cocoa, your Christmas list, and your Santa hat, because we're about to get festive. Welcome to Wellness. Welcome back, my wellness warriors, my self-care connoisseurs, my off-brand VIPs. We got another fun show for you this evening. Hope you're all doing well. We're excited to be back. Excited for another fun-filled episode on our Wellness Trend Wednesday episode. Appreciate all the love and support we've been seeing. Let's keep it up. If you like what you're seeing, click that like, share, subscribe, or follow button. Basically, click all the buttons you can. Tell a friend, tell your family, tell a coworker, tell your worst enemy. You never know, you might actually make a friend. Just saying. Just saying. They watch this show. It's hard to stay in a bad mood after you watch Bargain Brand Wellness. It just automatically puts you in a good mood. Such a good mood, in fact, that we actually are officially partnered with Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes, you heard it here first. We are partnered with them. Our first official sponsor. Super excited for that support. Love Dude Wipes. Couldn't be a better first sponsor for our channel. So we're excited for what that's going to open up for us here in the future. Excited to keep growing. Excited to get through the holidays and get into next year. We can really help this channel kind of start to take off. If you are new here, you can find us live every Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you can also find us live on the weekends on our After Dark episodes, either Fridays or Saturdays, depending on my schedule. Same time, same place. Sometimes on the After Dark episodes, we try to go a little bit longer. We try to, because we try to get guests on here. We haven't had a guest in the last few weeks, unfortunately, but we do have guests for the next 2 weeks after this, so I can confirm that. I don't know if I'm gonna have a guest for this Friday. I don't think it's gonna happen, but hey, we do have lined up for the next couple weekends. So we have fun over here. We're gonna keep doing our thing. We're still trying to get some of our viewerships up. We do have a Patreon where if you click on the link in the description, you can go over there and join the Patreon. It's free, and you can become a wellness warrior. Becoming a wellness warrior gets your name automatically thrown in the wellness jar when we do a free giveaway. We do a drawing at the end of every month. Just by being a wellness warrior, they'll automatically get your name thrown in the wellness jar. So get on over there, click. Only up to 7 members. We got to get those numbers up. Got to get them up. So tell everybody about it. Join the Patreon. Also, we're still trying to get our YouTube subscriptions up. We're still stuck at 22. We've been there for a few weeks. Got to get these numbers up. Yeah. So other ways to kind of get your name extra into the wellness jar is by being active and being on here. You can become a wellness warrior of the day by engaging in our content. All right, engage, and you can collect a badge. Every time you get a Wellness Warrior of the Day, guess what? An additional name gets thrown into the Wellness Jar. We just did a drawing on Monday. One of our Wellness Warriors, in fact, my mother won. She won from being here constantly. Not only is she a Wellness Warrior on Patreon, but she won 9 Wellness Warrior badges. And she's quite competitive. So get on YouTube, get on TikTok, join over there. How's it going, Tyler? Appreciate the love. This is Timmy Too Legit. We also have our official merch launched. I'm not going to mention purchasing anything. TikTok said we were restricted when I mentioned that. So, but they are for sale. If you go over to Patreon, you can find our Make It Worth Your Wellness flagship t-shirt. I also give those away free every month. And our holiday shirt, Merry Fitmas. Pretty uncanny likeness. I'm about to get you a Timmy Too Legit shirt for Christmas. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Or Tyler, you know, you could order a Merry Fitmas shirt and just wear me around. I will tell you, the sweaters are a little bit more expensive, but the t-shirts aren't bad. T-shirts aren't bad. I'm not going to mention any prices on here because, like I said, we got restricted on Monday. Where do I get that? So if you join the Patreon or if you check out the YouTube description, you'll find the links to the merch. Or if you go over to Patreon, you can find that. And it's a whole ordering process. But if you really want one, go over there and order that, and we'll get you one. It only takes about 7 to 10 business days. So if you order now, you'd have it by Christmas. So, super excited for the love. Super excited for all the support. One kind of last announcement before we really get going is a Bargain Brand Wellness Christmas album is also available on all major streaming platforms. The music we make over here is available. Super excited with the Christmas album. Think it turned out well. Go over there, give it a listen. Let us know which one's your favorite. The YouTube is Bargain Brand Wellness. Any of those videos, if you check the description, you'll see it in the link. There's a link for the Patreon. There's a link for the merch. There's a link for a guest. If anybody wants to be a guest on here, get one. Yeah. I check it I try to check it every day. If you order one, basically the way the process is set up is it's through a Google form. You give me your email and then I'll send you an invoice. You pay me through the invoice and then I send it through my distributor and I have it mailed directly to you. Like I said, it only takes about 7 to 10 business days once the payment goes through. So pretty quick. So, all right. Let's go ahead and hop into the fun stuff. Let me, I need to get a clicker for my kind of little presentation I do. I have a presentation that has like, you know, all my good stuff on it. I need to get a little clicker here for home because I'm kind of stuck using my phone as my clicker, but it works. It does the job. Just not the most ideal. But before we get into it, let's check our returning Wellness Warriors of the day. Today's Wellness Warrior of the day. I didn't do pictures. What's up, Joey? I didn't do pictures, but Monday's Wellness Warriors of the day were my mom, again, Linda Marine, and Ashley Brewer. We didn't have anybody on TikTok, so I made an executive decision, and I gave 2 to those over on YouTube. So they both got their first official badge over there. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. 550 likes already. You're not here for a long time, but you're here for a good time. That's all right, Joey. Me love you long time. Appreciate it. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and jump on over to the Wheel of Wellness. We're going to give it a couple spins before we kind of get into our talk of what we got going on over here. Good stuff. All right, let's spin the wheel. See what we're going to do first. And oh, Rubik's Mania. We have not done this one yet on here. Y'all have seen me solve a Rubik's Cube on here once before, but this is going to be a little bit different. I already got one set up for you too. So we have our Rubik's Cube over here. I should get a timer on this one because my time is around it's around 2 minutes. Not quite perfect, but we get there. So gonna go ahead and solve this. I should get a timer to go with this. Makes it a little bit quicker. It makes it a little bit more challenging. If we get in a certain amount of time, we do something else. But we have a good time, and we can kind of talk while we're solving this, because these are fun. This is a nice little fidget if you ever wanted to use it for that. Even if you don't really know how to use one, it's still not bad. They're a lot of fun. For the longest time, I never knew how to figure one out, and then I actually taught myself during COVID how to solve one. And then I kind of forgot. I kind of just got out of habit of doing it for a while. But they're actually a lot of fun. I've been doing it for a while now that I've kind of got the algorithm memorized. It really doesn't take me that long to do it. I'm definitely not one of those people who can do it in like 30 seconds or less. Those people are just crazy to me. I don't know how they even manage that. Like I said, I just kind of memorize the algorithm, kind of pay attention to where everything's at, and go from there. As you can see, we kind of already got the first two bottom layers done. Now we're gonna match up the sides. Oh, getting close already. See where we're at. And I messed it up. Let's get that back real quick. I made a little boo boo, but we can fix it. We can get right back to where we were at. Too much talking. I kind of forgot where I was at. I forgot what move I was doing. All right, let's try this again. Where were we at? There we go. All right, where are we at? There we go. Now we're done. All right, and we're just about done. Just got to match up these last 4 corners, and that'll be all she wrote. Okay, so we're getting pretty good at this. Every once in a while when I get talking, though, I kind of mess up a little bit. I forget which direction I'm going, but it's not too bad. And just like that, Rubik's Cube is solved. Work from the bottom up. Absolutely. I'll have it ordered tomorrow. All right, Tyler, I will definitely check to see if your order goes through. And once I get it, I'll just kind of keep an eye out on your email tomorrow. All right. That was cool. Let's go ahead and get one more spin on the wheel of wellness, and then we're going to get into this talk. Joey, appreciate sharing the live. I see we're up to over 1,200 likes already over there on TikTok. Appreciate the live. Make the timer go up. Yeah, I just need to get, I think instead of trying to do an online one, because I already got so much stuff going on, I'm just going to buy a little handheld like digital timer that you all can see. It'll be right here under the camera, right next to my Rubik's Cube, so you guys can watch how long it takes me to solve it. I figure that'll be the easiest way. All right. Oh, we're starting off with a wellness rap battle between Nova and myself. I hope she's ready for this smoke. I know I am. Where are we at? Rap battle. There we go. Rap battle. Again, bring Nova in. All right, Nova, we're back for another wellness rap battle. You versus me. I hope you're ready for this. All right, sounds good. I think I've been going first last few times, so I'm going to let you take the mic first. Whenever you're ready, Nova, go ahead. All right, Nova, look out. I'm holiday stress. Back at it again, like all the bills are due. Creeping into your DMs, guess what? I'm watching you. You got gifts to wrap and cookies to burn while I'm sitting on your shoulder as your stomach churns. All right, Nova. I'm the reason your eye twitches while you're shopping at the mall, while I'm the worst nightmare that you ever saw. You spend time trying to meditate, but I'm knocking on your dome because I'm the elf on the shelf and I've hacked your phone. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here because I'm going to give you this last one. Peace? That's cute, but let's keep it factual. I show it because life ain't always that magical. You're soft like snow that melts in warm weather. I'm the notification that keeps shouting, get your shit together. I like how she said there's a draw there. I think I obviously got the best of that exchange. I had to throw in, I wasn't going to cuss, but I was like, you know what? I feel like if I really wanted to hit home, I got to add a cuss word. So we said shit. Sorry. Apologies for that. Shoot. All right. So we're talking about holiday stress, you know, and I know it seems like people talk about this every year, how not to be stressed on the holiday. In fact, I want to show you, we're not even watching all these. I picked one to watch on how to handle your stress. But this is how bad the holiday stress people are. Let me go over to YouTube here real quick. All right. I don't want to mess up my videos. So I'm going to type something in chat. I want you to notice something. Typing holiday stress. A lot of videos pop up. Dealing with holiday stress. Tips for handling holiday stress. And then you have a lot of news channels every year, 6, 7 years ago. Coping with holiday stress. Reducing holiday stress. Ways to reduce holiday stress. Managing your holiday stress. Why are the holidays so gosh darn stressful? They shouldn't be. It's supposed to be a festive time of the year, but unfortunately we all get stuck with the consumerism piece and the idea of keeping and maintaining traditions. It's like we're so afraid to do the wrong thing. It's where the perfectionist, I think, piece comes in. Those of us who spend all year focusing on perfection, everyone else spends the holidays trying to make it the perfect holiday. And all you end up doing is stressing yourself over trying to buy the right gifts, buy the right amount of gifts. If you're buying for multiple people, want to make sure I spend roughly the same amount so I can show each person that I love them equally, even though they're not seeing the receipts. They have no idea how much money you spend on them. Right? Got to plan any Christmas parties we're doing, making sure we get our decorations up, right? You know, do we want to get them up before Thanksgiving? Do we do it after? Do we do it a week before? How do we do it? So much stress over a time that's supposed to be stress free. So the question then becomes, how? How do you handle stress? How do you make the holidays less stressful? I think there's kind of a couple simple tools. First, slow down. Slow down. Spend time with family and make new memories. I honestly think it's that simple. I think one of the things that even kind of also makes it difficult is every year, and I feel like we're getting worse at it, is we say that people are so hard, certain people are so hard to buy for. I'll be honest, I think we're at a point now everyone is hard to buy for. We're consumers. People are buying stuff for themselves all the time, whether it be on Amazon, TikTok Shop, Temu, Shein, all these different apps. People are buying themselves stuff constantly. Most adults purchase what they want when they want it. So yeah, most adults will be like, I don't really need anything, and what I needed, I purchased, right? You know, to the point where most of us, if it's getting close to holidays, even though I really want that thing, I won't buy it because that at least then gives you something to buy me. We put so much on the gifts, and you know, I don't even really want to go down the whole religious path, because do what you want, right? But there's so many people who really stress over the holidays, but don't really celebrate the holidays for what it's actually supposed to be meant for. You need a hot tub. I need a hot tub too. That's the ultimate price. Or a John boat, as we were talking about. I'll take a boat. Yeah. Yeah. We stress over it, and you're worried that you're going to hurt someone's feelings if you don't get them something they like, or don't get them something that they wanted. It just makes things so much more stressful. So let's watch a quick clip on tips for handling holiday stress. This is from the Mayo Clinic Health System. This is how serious it is. So as you can see, we're not creating anything new with these steps. These are the same things that we tell you to pay attention to all year round. Always pay attention to your wellness, right? You were supposed to read it. Yeah, it was the simple stuff. Christmas time, set a budget, right? Have some, it mentioned there, have some fresh smells in your house, things that soothe you. Still take time to give yourself a little workout, right? You know, don't overwhelm yourself. If you accept what you can, decline what you can't. That basically was the message there. Yeah, and that's it in a nutshell. So I don't know. I'm hopeful, you know, that as a society, we can get there. We can kind of maybe get back to the purpose, which, yeah, as Joey says, you know, Jesus is the reason for the season, right? Maybe we can get back up there. I'm hopeful, but you know, even if as a society we don't, you know what, you can, you and your family can enjoy it for what it is. Don't make it so stressful, because it doesn't need to be that. It's supposed to be an enjoyable time. Enjoy the time you have. I try to work out most nights, but the wife always says she has a headache or she's tired. Any tips? Tylenol. Tylenol. Most nights. I can tell you personally, I'm not much of a night. Night lover, if you get my drift. Yeah, I'm one of those people, once I'm ready for bed. I'm a more early in the morning or during the day. During the day when the mood just hits you. That's my type. So that's he's an early riser. So that's my tip for you. Maybe change your timing a little bit, because let's be honest, I'm one of those, I'm ready for bed. Joe, I'm not gonna lie. If it's like 10 o'clock and you came up to me, I'm like, I'm sorry, bud, I got a headache. Oh shoot. All right, let's hop over and get another spin on the wheel of wellness. Bam, 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 bam. Man, we're starting with all the good stuff today. Bargain Bin Boombox. Renamed where we go over to Singify and we make a song. We make a song. Let's go ahead and hop on over there. Hop on over to Singify. My credits should have refreshed. I still had like 20 left, but my credits should have refreshed today because it is the 3rd. Yep, they did. They refreshed. We have 100 credits. All right, we need to make a song. We're talking about, I'm going to make my prompt over in ChatGPT. We made some really good songs on Monday. In fact, the songs we'd made were so good, it was hard to choose. We had to listen to it each one a second time before we were able to make a pick. So I need a prompt for Singify to make a song about dealing with stress during the holiday season. Joey, what vibe do we want to do? Do we just want it to be a Christmas song? I don't know. You gotta go, soccer game, pray for no injuries, and yes, Christmas. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely don't hurt yourself, but enjoy your soccer game. Score one for Bargain Brand Wellness. Remember, if you score, you gotta shout out, "Make it worth your wellness." And I need to see it on video to know that you did it. In fact, if you do it, Joey, I'm saying it right here. If you do it, you get a free t-shirt. But I need video footage of it. I need video footage that you did it after you scored a goal. Have a good game. What's up, Jake Twig? How you doing? All right. Making the prompt over on Singify. And here's the prompt. We're gonna put that in Singify. Give that a second to generate. We're using 5 credits again, because that gives us the best possible song ever. And then we'll give another spin on the wheel wellness while that song is generating. All right, the name of the song is Snowball Effect. Ooh, I kind of like this one. This might be one to... I can't add anything to the Christmas album, but that would have been cool. That would have been cool. Jake, I'm excited for when you get your t-shirt. I need a picture of it once you get it. All right, Snowball Effect and 5 credits and generate. And it's generating. While we're waiting, we're going to get another spin on the wheel of wellness. Appreciate the love and support we're getting. We're going to keep on. No, your sweater. All right. Off-brand thought. I knew you were scamming me. Yeah, $40 t-shirts. That's funny. All right, our off-brand thought, which is kind of like it's kind of like a hot take, hot seat question, kind of get you really thinking. Tonight's off-brand thought: if the holidays are supposed to be about connection, why do we spend more time convincing people that we're fine than actually letting anyone know what's really going on with us? It's interesting when you think about that. I feel like a lot of us, maybe we don't want to burden people because it's that time of year and you're supposed to be happy. And I'm not saying that you're dealing with depression, but isn't that kind of like the first sign of depression, that there's something else going on? And walk around like I'm fine. I think of the meme of the picture, like a cartoon dog in the house and it's on fire, and he's sitting there with a smile saying, "I'm fine," but you're not fine. Tell people what you got going on, especially during this time, because it can be difficult, it can be stressful, as we talked about. Not to mention, we didn't even get into, maybe you recently lost a loved one, which many of us had, right, over the last few years. You might be dealing with that, and it just makes the holiday just a little bit harder. Right? A little bit more nostalgic, missing, people understanding that, as much as I try to recreate what we once had, those people are gone. And so I'll never be able to fully recreate that. It can be difficult. Yeah. And so that's our off-brand thought for today. Let's see if our song is done. It's not quite. Oh, just finished. Perfect time. All right, let's go ahead and play these. Let's start with our first one. There's 2 songs. We're going to figure out which one we're going to keep. This is Snowball Effect. I like the guitar. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I like that one. Let's check out number 2. Number 2. Throw in the chat, people. Number 1, number 2. Which one you like more? Okay. That's two streams in a row. I liked both of them. Um I don't know. Throw your thoughts in chat. 1s and 2s. I don't know. I'm not gonna, I don't need to listen to them again. I'm definitely feeling more. I think I'm feeling more number 2. I just liked that one a lot. The number 1 was good though. But I'm feeling number 2. See what we got in chat. Anything in chat? I ain't seen nothing. I think we're gonna go number 2. We're gonna go number 2. That was a good song. Unfortunately, our Christmas album's already out. Or else I would definitely add that one to it. That was a good song. Snowball Effect. And good title. I like that. That's pretty good. All right, we'll be adding that, and that'll be uploaded with the December playlist, Singify sessions on all major streaming platforms. So I'm really, I don't know how long we're going to do the whole Singify thing, because the way I'm thinking, I'm spending my own money, which I don't mind doing because I have fun with it, to make these songs. And then it was like, okay, well, what do I do with these songs? I want other people to be able to listen to them if they choose to. Well, the only option was really throw them over on, streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, whatever. You can use them as a sound. Because what else can I do with them? And they're just going to sit there. So I guess what I'm really hoping is at some point, what I'd love to hear is that people have like a bargain brand wellness playlist. Because like I said, the reason I don't know how long we're going to do it is because we're making a lot of songs. Now, granted, we're not writing these. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we're a songwriter. We're putting a prompt in the ChatGPT, which is generating a better prompt to then put over in the Singify and create a song. That's the extent of the work we're putting into. But I still enjoy the songs. But if we're making almost one every episode, I very rarely do we not make a song. If we're making a song on here and then we upload that's 12 a month. That's 144 songs a year that we're making on that's at the bare minimum. It could be more, it could be a little bit less. Either way, we're making over 100 songs. I don't know how long we're going to do that. That's a lot. But you never know. You never know. We could kind of keep it going, for a little while at least. Yeah, I don't know. But we have fun with it. We have fun with it. Let's go ahead and get another spin on the wheel of wellness, see what we're going to get into next. Bum, 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 bum. All right, we're going to get Nova. We're doing our Nova stuff tonight. Well, I guess we'll end up playing the games towards the end. We're going to do Nova Unplugged. Bum, 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 bum. Where's the Nova Unplugged segment? Just got to find it, people. There it is. There it is. All right, let me bring Nova back in, and we're going to do this thing. All right, Nova, we're back for another segment of Nova Unplugged, the segment where we role play, you being the client, me and chat being the therapist. Remember, this is a role play. I want you to jump straight into character and be a little bit resistant. Don't feel like you need to be the over accommodating client. Make us work for that breakthrough moment here. All right. Well, and I appreciate that, Nova. I don't know that there's necessarily a miracle fix, because I'm going to be honest with you, I can empathize with you. I sometimes feel that way myself. There's certain years where I do feel really Christmassy, and then there's other years I don't necessarily really kind of feel really in the Christmas spirit. I start to feel it a little bit closer. I almost feel like myself that maybe it's too early. Right, Thanksgiving or even before to really start thinking about Christmas. It's kind of separate from the whole mindfulness thing. We talk about being in the present. We spend so much time looking forward to that future event, which, as we all know, anybody who spends Christmas with their family, Christmas is the quickest day of your life. You wake up, you do your thing. You're constantly, family's coming over. You're going to family's house. The day is over before you can blink. And isn't that kind of the opposite of what we all mean to do? So to say that you kind of just tired and not really feeling it, I get it. I get it. I'm there with you sometimes. Yeah, and I would say don't be too hard on yourself. I mean, it is still only early December. You know, I know for me, the times that I don't really feel very Christmassy, within about like just under 2 weeks, I start to kind of get into the mood myself. I think maybe sometimes just a little too early, and it kind of comes into that whole comparison mentality because you see there are other people who are, I mean, they're Christmased out. They're just the holiday people, and sometimes I feel like maybe some of us try to compare ourselves to them. And if I'm not as chipper, if I'm not as holly or jolly as that person, then I'm just a big Scrooge, and that's far from the truth. No problem. Thanks, Nova. We'll talk to you again here in a little bit. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get one more spin, and then we're going to jump into this other video we're talking about and it's not even really talking about the fixes. It's even kind of dives into their own opinions about what makes the holidays so darn stressful. But let's get one more spin on the wheel wellness, and then we'll do that. See if we got a game to play here, maybe. Bam, 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 boom. And there we go. We're going to start with Contexto. Contexto, that's a fun one. That one, I need all the help I can get, people. I need all the help I can get. Y'all know the drill. We got to figure out what the secret word is, and we ain't got no hints. We're just going to start guessing. I'm going to start off with my usual dogfish house. All right, we got house at 601. Okay, 601 house. I'm going to do the religious thing just because we always do. You never know. Church. Nope, we ain't talking about a church. Parts of a house. Window. Door. Screen. Bathroom. Kitchen. Oh, kitchen is 288. Microwave. Stove. Kitchen. Utensils. Plate. Knife. Glass. Glass is 184. Ceramic. Glass. Cup. Pitcher. Kitchen glass. We already did window. Dinner. Ooh, I like dinner. How you doing over there, Ashley? Boom. Dinner. Kitchen glass. I said stove. We said oven. We said microwave. We said plate. Table. Wine glass. Mirror. Ooh, that's a good one. Nope, I tell you, ain't no mirror. Skylight. I don't have any kitchens with a skylight, but that'd be cool. I had a skylight in a bathroom one time. That never made any sense. Not that there's anybody above you, but if there was, a little creepy. Kitchen glass. Floor. Ooh, floor 44. Good one. Tile. Wood. Mop. Mop is 10. All right, we're on there. Maybe they broke some glass and they're using a mop and a broom to clean it up. Dirty. Maybe it's just dirt. Dirt's 2. Bam. All right. Is it mud? No. A skylight calendar, and what's a skylight calendar? Like a calendar of skylights? Bucket. I put mud. How's it not? What's another word for soil? Dirt. Rock. Mop. Dirt. Spill. Spill floor. Broom, mop, dirt. Wet. Water. I did broom. What the? Dirt's 2. What's another word for dirt? Soil. Rock. Vacuum's a good one. Sweep. No, it is a digital calendar that does all the things. It's too much to type. Okay. Okay, I never heard of that. I'll have to look into that. I never heard of that. Digital calendar that does all. I'm curious what you mean by all the things. It's too much to type. I'm very curious what you mean by that. Vacuum wasn't it. Sweet. What else is on the floor? Oh, we thought there was broken glass. Said rocks, right? I said rock. What's another word for dirt? Soil, gravel, sand. Sand is 17. Clean. Now, if dirt's 2, like I like that we're getting some of the greens out, but if dirt's 2, it's another word for dirt. Grime, mold, rust. Dust. I knew there was right there. Good pull, Jake. It was right there. And I'm like, what else is on there? And I was like, I know there's something else that starts with a D. That's what it was. Dust. Excelente. Pull it out. Ba, 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 ba. That's what we do on this channel. We got that within 44 guesses, and 20 of our guesses were in the green. That was pretty good. That's why I like having my Wellness Warriors on here with me. You can add things from the app on your phone or on the skylight itself, or you can take a picture of a calendar or handwritten agenda and it will upload and sync to your calendar. Same thing for grocery list. Okay. That sounds pretty cool. I have not heard of that. Cool. All right. Well, we're over here having fun. We're plugging away. We're doing our thing. Chore list, routines, rewards for kids. I like that. That's cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Just so much, literally can't type it all. No, actually, I need a full report from you, so that we can talk more about this, because I know nothing about it. I did do a little bit something different for the Wellness Warrior of the day, just because to the best of my ability. I'm going to kind of pick based off of who's here, who's present. Like on Monday's stream, we didn't have anybody join on TikTok, but we did have 2 people on YouTube. So actually you and my mom both won Wellness Warrior of the day over on YouTube. And we'll kind of keep going with that. I'm not even going to stick to just 2, right? If it gets more names in the wellness jar, because I don't know if y'all can see this. There's a lot of names in here, but I printed them so small, it doesn't look like there's that much in here. So I'm not saying I'm going to be giving out 10 badges every stream, but if we've got if I've got three people in here constantly, I might still pick that 3rd person and give them a Wellness Warrior of the badge day. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to get anything, but it does give you an extra chance to win something. Because for right now, we're giving away the Make It Worth Your Wellness t-shirt. But as I was talking with Jake earlier, he already won one. So what's he going to do with the second one? We're going to be giving away other wellness products, hopefully donated. But if not, it is, it is what it is. But we're going to be giving away other things. Like last week, Joey won that little stem thing that I had. He won one of those. It was $5. When I bought it, I bought 2 with the intentions on giving it away. So it might be something small like that, but it could also be something a little bit bigger, right? Especially if it's something that maybe we're only doing once a month. So I'm hoping that encourages people to be on here and win a Wellness Warrior of the Day badge. So meal plans, adds items to your grocery list, connects to Instacart if you use that. I mean, if you're someone who's good with tech stuff, I could see that being like a game changer for a lot of people. Digital photo frame to slideshow your photos as a screensaver. Let me ask you this though, Ashley. is it all free, or is there a subscription you have to pay to get access to that stuff? Because there's a lot of, and even if it is, that doesn't mean it's bad. I'm just saying there's a lot of different things like that have like, oh, you can buy it, but if you get the pro plan, you get all this extra stuff. Does it have that, or does that all just come with it? If it does, then that's even a better buy. All right. So we watched our video, tips for how to handle holiday stress. We're gonna watch a video. It's a clip from the Everything But Therapy podcast, a very small channel, bigger than ours, but a small channel that says it's the title of the video is "The Holidays Are Hard and Here's How to Survive." I didn't even really watch this. I kind of just clicked through it and started giving it a listen. So I was like, you know what? We'll just watch this on stream tonight. So here this is. The holidays are hard and here's how to survive. We probably won't watch the whole 10 minutes. A lot of it's free, but there is a plus pay. Well, as long as a lot of it's free, then that's cool. That's cool. Feel like that's good then. Oh shoot. Thank you. I have desktop audio off. Wait, that was the first we played another video earlier, but no one was over there. So what I have to do is I have to turn off desktop audio when we're doing our starting soon screen, because if not, it echoes. And now TikTok is fine. It doesn't echo because I'm not using OBS over there, but I constantly forget to turn OBS on over here for you on YouTube. You can't hear Nova or the video. Yeah, and I hate it when I do that. There's no fix around it. I just have to remember to turn desktop audio on once we get in here. So yeah, the video we watched before, the Nova segment, yeah, you didn't get any of that. TikTok heard it. And unfortunately, there's really no way around it in the very beginning, or else there's going to be an echo. So I just need to remember. I need to make myself a note. Tim, once you're live, turn on desktop audio. It is expensive to buy. Okay. But it's probably worth it if it saves you a lot of time. When I got on, you were talking to yourself and realized you were talking when you said her name. I bet that was probably weird.
With not only the holidays, but this time of year. But I don't know, do you guys see that too?
A lot. I also think that I hear a lot just how hard this time of year is for people who've lost loved ones. That's something that comes up a lot.
Yeah, which we talked about
what
earlier.
I would say is holidays tend to be stressful because there's this absence of family that used to be around, whether it's somebody passed away or whether it's I'm not included in family, or it's whatever the case may be, or that I am kind of expected to be around, and there's a lot of stress about being around family members for one reason or another.
Yeah, and that's really something we didn't really get into earlier is, and because that's not every family, but it's some families that, listen, some people just don't really get along, but there is that holiday, expectation. You're supposed to spend time with family. And, just like you can have toxic colleagues, you can have toxic friends, you can have toxic family members. So, and so that's an additional challenge that sometimes people will, people go through.
And this time of year becomes very stressful. Yeah.
One thing that I feel like I hear a lot from my clients is like, I don't get along with my sister or my dad, but I have to go be with them because it's Thanksgiving dinner or it's our Christmas party or whatever, and that's like a huge point of stress for people to go maybe interact with family members that they don't necessarily get along with super well.
Right, and still trying to have some kind of a positive experience.
Yeah, because it's the holidays and they want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I think that one of the hard things about this too is just like that expectation, like, oh, this is supposed to be such a fun time of year and everyone's supposed to enjoy their family and it's just supposed to be so great, and then it doesn't always look like that in real life.
I'm probably going to get in big trouble for saying this somewhere that's public, but my wife and I have been married for almost a decade, and if it's not common knowledge by now, we dated for a long time too. I swear to you, we still have arguments about where we're going for Thanksgiving dinner or for Christmas. And my response is always, let's just do what we did last year. You argue for the last 10 years about this. And then you're happy with the way we've always done it. Let's just do that, right?
Let's just do the way
So
we did.
It's in your own immediate family. It's with extended family. It's with friends. The holidays can be tough.
And that's something we didn't really talk about either earlier is, you know, if you're married or if you're in a pretty serious partnership, who are you spending time with? How much time are you spending? Do you feel like you spend more time at one relative's house than another relative's house? That can be stressful in itself, trying to figure all that out. It's nice to kind of create a tradition. You know, it's like, especially if you're married, you know, well, we always do Thanksgiving at your parents' house. So since we do that, I like to spend a little bit more time at my parents' house on Christmas or whatever it is, you know. And it's like you're nervous to kind of change it up, you know, because could you? Yeah, you could. Like, okay, well, we did Thanksgiving at your parents' house last year. We're going to do it at my parents' house this year. I enjoy doing Thanksgiving with my family as well. Makes sense. Yeah, that's the negotiate. We're not really talking about relationships tonight, but that's a compromise portion that I think a lot of couples struggle with.
So the question is, what do you do about it when the holidays are tough? Or how did you word this when we started? The holidays suck.
Why they sometimes suck. Yeah.
When do they sometimes suck? What can you do about it?
I think one of the really important things to do, first and foremost, is just realize that you're not alone. I talk to so many people who think that they're the only one that has a sucky holiday, or that doesn't get along with their parents, or that has lost somebody this time of year. And it can start to feel like you're the only one who's having this kind of a holiday. And that's just not reality. The reality is holidays are hard for a lot of people.
And it's unfortunate. It makes you feel better, but when you think about how you're not feeling very Christmassy, you're not feeling very jolly, or you're just not feeling the mood, and you start thinking to yourself, well, maybe I'm the only one like this, and you hear, well, you're not alone, you're not the only person who thinks like that. You feel better about yourself, but you're feeling better about yourself because it's like, oh, other people are miserable too. So it's kind of funny when you think about it.
And again, maybe I have a little bit of a skewed perception because of my job, but I feel like holidays are more difficult for people than they are just fun and exciting.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I feel that way, but that could be this, like you said, working this job.
As you were saying that, I was thinking too, they're also really busy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I hate busy.
Busy's hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first step is recognizing that you're not alone in this.
Right, just normalize
That
it
is
for
a good
yourself
first
little
step.
bit.
Other
Take
people
some
are
of the
miserable
pressure
too. Feel better.
Something I try to encourage people to do also is take all of the shoulds out of it. That they should be having so much fun. They should be so excited for their
Comparison. We talked about that
Christmas
earlier.
party, and they should be like enjoying every part of the holidays because it's the happiest time.
Because
of year.
that's the
Kind of thing.
happiest time of the year. That's
You're
what
setting
everyone
yourself
else
up
is
to fill
doing.
Those kind of expectations because it's the holidays, but also it's busy, like you said.
And life still is happening. It's not just Christmas. It's not like everyone is on Christmas break that month from Thanksgiving to Christmas. People are still living. Maybe depending on your job, you don't have a whole lot going on. Maybe you're not as busy, but you still got stuff going on. You still got your usual everyday grind.
There's the stress of like a lot of financial things for people to buy Christmas or go do holiday things or interact with family members that maybe you don't get along with or whatever. So yeah, it is the holiday time, but you shouldn't feel any kind of way. Just take it one day at a time.
Agreed.
Yeah, I really like that. Just change your expectations.
One day at a
quite bit.
time. Is it? But once again, isn't that? That's why I said let's step out of the festive. Let's step out of the holiday lens for a second. All these tips we're seeing, aren't these what we tell you to do all the time? Huh? But it's like we forget it. You know, it's the holiday season, so we go back to putting that same stress on us that we put on ourselves throughout, you know, the rest of the year. But because it's the holiday season, it's expected, right? We think that we're supposed to have that. Just get through to make it as perfect as possible. No, just maintain the same habits you've been putting into place to improve your wellness. And I could be wrong, but I think the holidays might be a little less stressful. Just saying. I could be wrong. So The link for that video will be posted in the YouTube description. If you want to see the rest of that, go check it out. They're a small channel, everything but therapy. Pretty cool. We're gonna give their video a like, and we're gonna give them a subscription because that was pretty cool. And it sounds to me like they're all three in the therapy field. And it kind of fits in, their title kind of fits in, or their name kind of fits in what we do. It says everything but therapy. You know, I feel like that kind of fits in our brand. So we gave them a subscribe as well. All right, let's get another spin on that wheel of wellness. See what we're going to do next. We're pretty much going to play games for the rest of the evening, but we're going to talk a little bit about things as we're going through as well. All right, looks like we're playing word salad. That one's fun. We don't mind word salad. Sometimes it's a little frustrating. There's sometimes we finish really, really quickly. And there's other times we're looking at it like, wait a minute. Fun ways to use a board. The first one I'm seeing is surfboard, skateboard, skateboard, iron. Does anybody iron? That's not really fun though. Ironing board. What else do you do on a board? A vest board, diving board. You dive off of it. I hate it when this darn ad does that. I don't even remember what that letter is, but it's cut off now. And I cannot make these ads go away. I hate that. So we'll have to take it. I know this one's an O, but I cannot remember what this letter is. Now it's cut off. That we might have to move away from word salad just because all these darn ads. What do we got next? We got 3 words left, 5, 5, and 4. There we go. It's an I. That's why we couldn't see it. It's a dirt board. Oh, no. Dartboard. See, how is... Oh, no, it's darts. I was going to say, how's dart not on here? Risk? Like the board game? Risk? I haven't played that game in forever. Anybody remember the board game Risk? I used to love board games. Chessboard. Hell, they could have put checkers on here too. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't bad. A minute and a half. That's not bad. But there's been other times where, especially when y'all aren't on here with me, sometimes it takes me 10, 15 minutes to do that one. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. All right, let's get another spin on the wheel wellness. See what we got going on next. Bam, bam. Sounds like we're doing some off-brand affirmations. We like those. Off-brand affirmations. We're going to turn the gain up and we're going to lower the volume a little bit. And I don't think I'm going to whisper, but we're going to talk in a low voice. Add a little bass to it. Off-brand affirmations, ASMR style. You're doing your best. Even if your best today looks like absolutely nothing. Confidence is just stubbornness wearing deodorant. Number 2, you don't need to have it all together. Half the people who look like they have it all together are held together by caffeine and denial. Go ahead and join the club. Number 3, you're allowed to rest without earning it like it's store credit. The universe isn't handing out gold stars anyway. Watch those ASMR videos. That's what they do. Usually you have some sort of thing making a sound on it. I've watched some of those ASMR videos. They're a little strange. Number 4, you're not behind. You're on a scenic detour with questionable directions. Enjoy the chaos. Character development. And number 5, your feelings are valid. Even the weird ones that show up like unexpected browser tabs. Just don't let them drive the whole search history. And that's your off-brand affirmations, ASMR style. I figured we just add a little bit of bass to our voice rather than whisper, because I don't know how much my whispering comes across the mic sometimes. All right, we're over here having fun. We made a song already. We made a new Christmas song called Snow Effect. That was pretty cool. We've played some games. We did our first Rubik's Mania game where I solved a Rubik's Cube. And I did decide I am going to do it. I don't know if I need to order one or if I can find one up at Walmart. I'm going to get a little timer when we do that for the overhead camera that will show how long it takes me to complete it. Like I said, my time is around 2 minutes. But I don't know if I've gotten under that yet or not. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, if you like what you're sharing, you know, or like what, yeah, if you like what you're sharing, if you like what you're seeing, right? As we said before, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your enemies. You never know, you might make a friend out of. Like I said before, it's hard to be in a bad mood when you're watching Bargain Brand Wellness. We are over here having a good time. We always do. We have a lot of fun. Whether it's playing games or our talks about wellness, you know, and I feel like we do a pretty good job coming up with new stuff every stream. So we're not talking about the same stuff over and over. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we'll kind of come back and revisit certain topics, but it's not every day. It's not every stream. So if you really like us, if you really want to support us, you know, hop over to Patreon, become a wellness warrior, click that subscribe button here on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, click that follow button. We're kind of still staying around. We got like 2,170. We kind of fluctuate in there. We'll gain a couple followers and then we'll lose a couple followers. But that's normal. That's the way that happens. But we want to kind of keep growing everywhere so that we can kind of keep doing this more and have fun. If you really want to support the channel, get your merch, get your make it worth your wellness t-shirt. You can order those through the description in the YouTube or over on Patreon. And then we also have our holiday Merry Fitmas shirt. Get that while supplies last. We'll be selling that throughout the holidays. So appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Let's get another spin on the wheel of wellness. Wild card. All right, this is the first. This was a category I had since we put all the games on here. Wild card is a new one, and all that is because every stream we don't get to everything. I'll let y'all kind of give me whatever the majority is. Whatever's left, pick something from the wheel of wellness. Pick whatever's left. I know some of them can kind of be difficult to see because some of them might be upside down. But let's majority, whatever we got in chat. We got That's Debatable, Karaoke Chaos, Minute Cryptic, Monkey's Paw, Wordle, Connections. We still have our Wellness Warrior Reset Moment. Nova Roast the Host, Q-less, and Silly Little Games. Nova Roast the Host, I'm going to leave that one on there for a little bit longer, but if it doesn't get much better, Nova Roast the Host is probably going to get retired. And I'm seeing Q-less in chat, so that's exactly what we're going to jump over to. Let's switch to the overhead cam. We really enjoy this one. This game's a lot of fun. The hard part is my mic is all the way over here, and I hope you guys can still hear me from over here. I just don't know how good it is. It's kind of hard leaning back and talking to y'all. But this is a fun game. I really like this. I play this I don't just play this on stream. I play it all the time. But it's a crossword / solitaire game. And the reason it's a solitaire game is because not every role is solvable, but it says that most are. The only major stipulations with this game is that every word has to be at least 3 letters, and it says you can't use proper nouns, even though you can kind of make your own rooms. It doesn't say anything about acronyms, so we allow acronyms as long as they're not proper. So as an example, if I get like BLT, I count BLT. All right, what do we got? Let's ooh, wait a minute. You know what I see? That's a big word right there. That's a big word right there. Pelvis. I also see something else, but we're going to try to keep it PG-13 on here. I saw pelvis first. And then I see, wow, we got mint. We got mint, and then think we can. Might have to switch off of mint. Ige. Meji. Me. I don't think that's a word. I had mint. I just kind of saw that first, but I don't think that's a word. See, mime. Mime's a word. Isn't gint a word? I feel like I've heard the word gint before. Let me see anything else. What else? I like pelvis. I don't want to get rid of pelvis. I mean, we can get rid of it if we have to, but when I can get those 5 or 6 letter words, I like to stick with them. Okay, sing. The only bad thing about that one is then we almost kind of can't even really touch this I. What if we did, yeah, met? What if we did time? Time and then Ming. Ming's a name there, like the Ming Dynasty. Yeah, we could do melt. We could take the L out and do melt. Is Ming a word? Let me look this up. I need to get a dictionary or something to kind of keep here. Because if it's something in the dictionary. No, Ming's just a name. Hate to lose pelvis, but might have to. I don't see any other combination we can do. We did time, we did mime. What about ting? We did mime. Is ting a word? Like tingle? I know tinge is a word. Ting meaning. Ting, a sharp, clear, ringing sound such as that made when a glass. Yeah, ting, ting. There we go. We got it. Pelvis, mime, and ting. And we're good. We're good at that. And I can tell you, with this game, as long as you take your time, you usually can find it. The only time it's hard is when you have like a Z and an X in there. Luckily, the Z and X are on the same die, so you don't have to worry about that getting switched over or having a Z and an X, because that would be almost impossible. But you could get like a J in there, a V, a K. When you get all those really not as common letters, that does make it a little bit more difficult. But as long as you're getting a bunch of N's and T's and R's and S's, yeah, it's not too bad. All right, we're over here having fun. Let's get another spin on the wheel of wellness. See what we're gonna get into next. All right, looks like we're going to do a Wellness Warrior reset moment. This is our little mindfulness moment we do on this channel. Kind of give you that reset moment to get back to where you need to be. All right, so just close your eyes or soften your gaze, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and listen up. Take a slow breath in. Let your shoulders drop, like you're finally putting down a shopping bag that's been cutting off the circulation to your fingers. This season can feel loud. Expectations, memories, money, family, all pulling at you like tangled lights. So for the next moment, just let yourself be one human being in one quiet space. No roles, no obligation, no performance. Notice your next inhale. Notice your exhale. Let both be enough. No judgment. If your mind tries to sprint toward everything you still have to do, gently bring it back like you're guiding a kid who wandered off in the store again. Remind yourself, You don't need to solve the whole month right now. You just need this breath, this pause, this tiny act of grounding. Feel your feet on the floor or your chair beneath you. Something solid holding you up. Let that be your reminder that you don't have to carry this season alone. When you're ready, open your eyes or lift your gaze and step back into your night with a pace that belongs to you, not the holiday rush. Stay well, stay curious. All right, and that's our Wellness Warrior Reset mindfulness moment. I do enjoy those. I don't know if you all enjoy those, but I do. I like the mindfulness part. I really do. I don't do it enough. I honestly, this has helped me kind of do a little bit more of the mindfulness, because as much as I like it, there's times I get so busy myself that I forget to do it. I started doing yoga again most mornings. I do it at least four to 5 days a week. I really enjoy doing yoga, but we also just bought a home gym down in my house, and it kind of does everything. So I might be kind of changing my schedule, because the hardest part with yoga is, it's a lot of work unless you're in our Monday meeting. Exactly. Yeah. And that's easy. And I enjoy those too, but those are only once every other week, and we don't have any until January now. So, the hardest thing with me doing yoga first thing in the morning is I have really bad sinuses. My nose is stuffed up. And there's nothing worse than trying to do downward dog and you can't breathe, or laying on the floor with your forehead on the ground and you can't breathe. I love doing yoga. I really do. So that's why I'm almost thinking that tomorrow morning, instead of doing my yoga, I might start just doing my workout down in there. And then when I get home, do yoga. And I'll be honest, I've actually thought about it, at work when I don't have a whole lot going on, middle of the day, just going down to the gym, doing a little bit of a yoga session. I have mats down there and they're clean. So I might even, if you're ever at work, you might see me occasionally in there doing a yoga in the gym. I've considered that as well. All right, let's get another spin on the wheel of wellness. We're going to do a couple more before we wrap up for the evening, but another fun show. Appreciate the support. Over 3,000 likes over there on TikTok. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to do silly little games. And I saw they didn't stay, but I did see that silly little games, they did pop into our live stream over there on TikTok for a minute. I was hoping that it would have been, they probably would have stayed if they saw we were in the midst of our game, but it's all good. They're a small channel and we're going to keep giving them some support. In fact, I was thinking about doing it after the holidays. I'm going to reach out to them and see if they would be interested in coming on as a guest. I want to reach out to other content creators, try to bring them in as well as friends and family and colleagues. Want to try to get more people in here other than just my family. But, yeah. I've been growing in my faith journey and just learned Christians shouldn't practice yoga. That's interesting. I know it's a lot to type, but I'm curious about why. If I'm being honest, I've thought about that myself, because I always thought yoga was more like maybe like a Buddhist practice. But I'm very curious. I've been trying to be, I go to church, but I've been trying to really find my faith as well. In fact, I started reading a book that my mom gave me. It's about why the nativity, and they're very each chapter is like short, but I'm kind of doing like an Advent thing. I read one question or one chapter every day from now until Christmas. Ask Nova, she'll sum it up for me. That's a very good point. Yeah, didn't even think about that. I was curious about that myself. I feel like there's a workaround for that, but let's see what Nova has to say. Hey Nova, we've got a quick question for you. Ashley's in my chat and she mentioned, we were talking about yoga and wellness. And she mentioned in there that as she's been growing in her faith journey, she learned that Christians actually shouldn't be practicing yoga. Do you mind kind of giving us some context as to why that is, or, how true that is?
Sure thing, Tin. So this is one of those topics that pops up a fair bit in discussions about faith and wellness. Basically, some Christian communities or individuals feel that yoga's roots in Hindu philosophy and spirituality can be at odds with their religious beliefs. They might be concerned that certain poses or the meditative aspects are linked to religious practices outside of Christianity. Of course, there's a wide range of opinions on this. Some Christians adapt yoga purely as a form of physical exercise or mindfulness and feel comfortable with that. Others prefer to avoid it and choose alternative forms of stretching or relaxation that align more closely with their faith. So it's not a one-size-fits-all answer. It's really about personal conviction and how each person chooses to approach it.
Yeah, so I guess depending on how you're going, if I'm doing it under the impression of, I'm praising, or praying to another god, that's a totally that I understand. But if I'm really doing it more for just physical, fitness, because that's what it does. I will tell you, you get quite the workouts, especially in your shoulders. Definitely makes you a little bit more limber and more flexible. Yeah. So I guess, would some say that it's a sin to do it, or is it just because you're praising false gods, as many Christians would say?
Yeah, you've pretty much got it. For some folks who are concerned, it's less about the physical side and more about the spiritual or philosophical origins of yoga. They might feel that even if you're doing it just for the workout, you could be inadvertently engaging in something that was originally tied to religious practices outside of Christianity. So yeah, some might go as far as to call it a sin because they see it as a form of worship or honoring other gods. Others are more relaxed about it and see it purely as a form of exercise or meditation that can be adapted to their own faith. In the end, it's really a personal conviction thing. Some Christians feel perfectly fine doing yoga and just focus on the physical or relaxation aspects, while others prefer to steer clear. It all depends on how they interpret it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Nova. So she didn't really kind of give us a full answer. She just said there are some that say that, but not many. Because I think here's what I'm thinking. Because even like reading what you're putting in there, actually, even like with breathing techniques. So you could say mindfulness, even though we're not doing it for spiritual reasons, so to speak. We're doing more to just kind of decompress and be in the moment. A lot of that is still tied behind Hindu practices. You could say even mindfulness itself could be that. And here's where I think this is kind of where I'm at with my faith. And this is not, I promise you, this is not a faith channel. I don't question Christianity. That's not what I'm saying. My question is more, or my thought process is more, what other religions believe, if they don't necessarily believe in Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, what's to say that their way is wrong? I mean, if they don't accept that, does that mean you're talking millions of other people who for generations, some even older than Christianity, does that mean that they're all sinners? They're not welcome into the gates of heaven? These are some of the questions that I kind of mill around. And unfortunately, I don't spend enough time on my own faith to really have any answers. The poses themselves are names after Hindu gods. So when you get into those poses, you're honoring those gods instead. That makes sense. They've changed the names to be more modern, like downward dog, child's pose, cobra, sphinx. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. It's interesting. I'd never heard of that. It doesn't surprise me though. Yoga means to yoke or union. Interesting. So something to kind of food for thought. Something to kind of keep in mind that, hey, you never know. But thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. That was a cool thought process. Something to kind of get you thinking a little bit. Let's spin the wheel of wellness again. See what we're going to do next. You didn't know either. You just learned it. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd be really curious what more really strong Christians would really say about that. Because I'm even on the point. There's some, and that's not just Christians. That's really anybody. There's some people who are very judgmental of others, and it's like those who, what do they say? Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. All right, let's play our other fun game we like to play. I love this one, Minute Cryptic. I love playing this game. It really gets us thinking outside the box. Sometimes it's really hard. Other times it's not too bad. All right, we've got false image in which water finally appears. 6 letters, 1 par. So according to this should be a relatively easy one. Why do you love this crazy game? Because I'm a very literal person. It makes me think outside the box. That's why. False image in which water finally appears. And I really like it when I get it. Like before, like even needing a hint or only using one hint. There's like a dopamine hit that I get from that. Indicate. All right. So we know we're looking for indicators. That's usually the first thing you want to pay attention to. Words that are telling you to do something. False image in which water. Now water we know can be abbreviated to H2O. So it could be something HOO. Finally appears. I'm not really seeing any actual indicators here. We know definitions are either at the beginning or at the end. So it could either be appears, finally appears, or false image. Right? Either one of those is the definition. So let's go ahead and get our indicator because I'm not seeing it. All right. This clue's indicators are false, in which appears, and finally. One of these is an anagram indicator, guiding us to mix up some neighboring letters. I would say in which is the, sometimes it is. The exclamation and question mark, sometimes they are important. Not always though. That's what makes it even harder. So one's an anagram indicator. I would say in which. Right? There's a word inside of another word, in which. So I would say in which is something that we're anagramming, or we're anagramming either image or water. So that's our word play. Another is a selection indicator, identifying which letter or letters we need to select from an adjacent word. Wouldn't that be finally? Like the end, like the final? And the third is a containing indicator, flagging that some fodder will appear inside of other fodder. Okay. I mean, so the only thing that I'm really seeing here is, I mean, are we... Yeah, I'm lost on this one a little bit too. I don't see how this is only one par. So, I mean, I'm seeing... I thought false might be a removal indicator. So I'm thinking image is our word that we're anagramming. And then we're taking the R out of water and putting it inside of image or inside of whatever we have. So the R is either going to go here or here. Mirage. Bam. See, that's why I like that game. That's why I like it. Is because sometimes I just see it. I started seeing the R there and I was like, yep, there it is. And we were right. We only needed the indicator. So false image in which water finally appears. Mirage, thinking oasis in a desert. That was a good one. I like that. That was a fun one. That's why I like that game. All right, let's get another spin on the wheel wellness. Bam, 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 bam. We already did Q-less, so if we get that, we'll take that one off. You said we were right. No, Tim, you were right. Listen, I always say we. I just use we a lot. This is we. That's why if you really pay attention to me, I rarely use I on here. I always say we're over here having a good time, even when it's just me on here by myself. Only you understood what the heck was going on there. I'm going to get you to like these one of these days. All right, let's do our monkey's paw. What do we got? What do we got? All right, let me bring Nova in. We'll do monkey's paw, and I think maybe we'll do one or two more. We'll see how long they take. It kind of all depends on how long the games take, is how long we end up getting into stuff. All right, Nova, we're back for another game of Monkey's Paw, the game where you and I take turns making a wish and making the other person regret said wish. I will go first and make me regret that wish. My wish is that I wish the holidays would just be stress-free. I like to keep my wishes simple.
All right, Tim, let's give that monkey's paw a little twist. You wish for stress-free holidays, and boom, the wish is granted. But here's the catch. Now, every single person is so relaxed and carefree that nobody actually plans or does anything. The holiday dinner never gets cooked because everyone's too chill to remember. Gifts, they're all still in the store because nobody felt like shopping. So the holiday is technically stress-free, but it's also just, well, absolutely nothing happens. You've got a holiday that's calm, but completely empty. Hope you like a very chill, but very uneventful holiday season.
Yeah, that's a good one, Nova. That was actually pretty good. Nobody did anything. We're not stressed over it, but nobody celebrated the holidays. No dinner, no gifts, no nothing. That was a good one. All right, Nova, what's your wish?
All right, let's see what I've got. My wish is that I'd love all my holiday decorations to just magically appear and be perfectly arranged without me lifting a finger. So the whole house just looks like a winter wonderland instantly. Let's see you twist that one.
All right, Nova. So all your holiday decorations are just automatically perfectly arranged exactly where you, without you having to lift a single finger. Wish granted. However, every light that is held, guess what? They don't work. Every bulb that is hung on your Christmas tree, it's broke. It's broke, right? Every electric animatronic thing you need, it's either the batteries don't work or the electrical outlet that you usually plug it in doesn't work. So all your decorations are hung, but there's no lights, there's no real festive portion to it. So enjoy the time saved you not having to put up your own decorations.
Oh, that's a good one. So I get my perfectly placed winter wonderland, but it's like a silent movie version. No lights, no sparkle, just a very aesthetically arranged but totally non-functioning decoration setup. I guess that's the trade-off for not having to climb a ladder. All right, you got me with that one.
All right, thanks, Nova. All right, let's go and get another spin on that wheel of wellness. Maybe we'll do one more. We'll see. We already did Q list, so we don't have much left on here. I wouldn't mind doing another game. Connections, Wordle. We do have That's Debatable on here. And we do have karaoke on here. We could sing a song. We'll see what we get. We already did Q list, so if we land on that, we'll take it off. All right, we're going to do our daily Wordle. Let me pull up Wordle here real quick. And then I'm going to draw a letter. Y'all know the drill. See if I can get a different letter. Something that we don't usually get. I have every letter in here except for Q, Z, and X. So there's 23 in here, but we always either draw the same ones or we draw vowels. And we got an N. N's not bad. We've gotten that one a couple times, but we'll take an N. So I need a 5-letter word, begins with the letter N. Try to use at least 2 vowels if possible, and as many consonants as possible. 5-letter N words. The first thing coming to my mind is never. And I don't really like that one. I don't really like using a V unless we have to. And I don't really want to use 2 E's. I don't mind using 1 E. Noise. Noise is a good one. I think we had that one before. And okay, we got an S, not in the right place, and we have an E in the right place. Okay. All right. We already made a song, so we like to get these in 3 if possible. That's kind of our goal, is if we ever get a Wordle before we make a song, if we get it in 3, we get to make a song. Maybe we need to add like a new challenge to this. If we get it in 3, we do something else. Maybe once I get my little merch, like keychains or whatnot, if we get it in 3, we give it away to someone. Ooh, there's a good idea. Once I get my merch, I draw the wellness jar, and whoever's name I draw gets a free piece of merch, whether it be a keychain or a pin or something like that. There's a good idea. Let's bookmark that one. What do we got? We need to move the S around. We can do ST. No I, no A. There could be another E. Stare. Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking like A something E. I was looking through all the letters we hadn't used yet. Stare. I like stare. Hey, and stare was one of our words we always used before. That kind of worked out. Okay. Everything needs moved around. So the S is either the second letter or the third. I feel like it's going to be the third letter. And is it going to be T-A-S? Or no, I bet it's going to be something A-S-T-E. Haste. It could be haste. It could be taste. It could be paste. Yep. I'm telling you, that's what it's going to be. Something A-S-T-E. Is it taste? Waste? Paste? Haste? That's the only 4 options. What do we think? Actually, you're thinking taste? Would they give us double T? Haste, paste, or waste, or taste? I don't know. Because this is guess 3. We're gonna get it. Do we want to rock taste? Let's rock taste. That's what I actually put in chat. Not taste. I'm thinking haste. I don't know. Haste is not really a noun though. I guess it can be a noun. Haste. And it was haste. I should have went with my gut. I was gonna go with haste too. All right, that was good. That was good. We got it. Haste. Haste. All right, let's do what do we got? Well, technically we only have 4 left. Let's give one more spin, and then we're gonna get out of here for the night. I like to try to keep these around an hour and a half. Never listen to you. Hey, sometimes you're right. We had a 1 in 4 chance. You had the worst luck. You had a 25% chance of getting it. All right, we're gonna finish up with Nova Roast the Host. I really wanted to do That's Debatable, but that's all right. All right, let's let me take a screenshot over here. Give you a little smile. And like I said, I think we might be taking Nova Roast the Host off, because she doesn't really do that great of a job at it. We back. How you doing, Joe? We're just about wrapping up. No, we're gonna do Nova Roast the Host before we leave. How'd you do at your game? There we go. All right, so let's post that for Nova. You won 11-2. Heck yeah. She's roasting me in chat. All right. Let's hear it out loud. All right, Nova. I just uploaded a picture to your chat, and I see you already roasted us in the chat. So why don't you go ahead and read off your roast for us?
Absolutely, Tim. I've got you covered. Let's bring that roast into the spotlight. All right, here we go. Picture this. You in your lab coat looking like the wellness world's most laid-back mad scientist. I said it before, and I'll say it again. That lab coat is giving, I'm not just the CEO, I'm also the entire HR department. You look like the kind of guy who hands out wellness tips and dad jokes in the same breath. And that Merry Fitness shirt? Come on, that's just the cherry on top of the I've got my life together, but not really Sunday. You're out here looking like the poster child for, I can bench press a Christmas tree, but choose not to. But hey, at least you're owning it. Keep rocking that festive mad scientist vibe. It's definitely on brand and definitely on point.
It's definitely on brand and on point. I like that. Bench pressing a Christmas tree, but I choose not to. That's pretty good. No, you're not really much of a roaster, but you're great at making people feel good about themselves. Let's try this one more time. Roast me. Remember, a roast is something where you make me feel bad about myself. You're insulting me. Let's try that.
Absolutely, Tim. I can turn up the heat a little more for you. Let's do another round of a proper roast. All right, Tim, round 2. You say you want to roll roast, so let's go for it. You look like the kind of guy who tries to sell essential oils at a family reunion and calls it wellness entrepreneurship. That Merry Fitness shirt? Yeah, it's giving I do one yoga pose and call it a personality. And that lab coat? It screams, I'm about to explain the placebo effect at the holiday dinner table, and nobody asked. Basically, you're like a walking wellness infomercial known secretly warrants holiday cookies when no one's looking. But hey, that's what makes you charming, right? And there you go. A little more bite in that roast. Let me know if that hits the spot.
That was a little bit better. That was a little better. Listen, people actually want to know about the placebo effect. It's an interesting phenomenon. Like yours, it tells you how strong the brain actually is. All right. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Well, let's go ahead and get on out of here. Let's wrap it up tonight with our final thoughts. We will be back on Friday. We will be back on Friday because the state championship game is on Saturday. So Friday at 8 o'clock, we will be back. Here's our final thoughts. When you really zoom out, holiday stress isn't a sign that you're failing. It's proof that you're human. You're juggling expectations, memories, obligations, and a plethora of different emotions that show up uninvited. But you're still here. You're still choosing to center your wellness in a season that doesn't always make space for it. So as you move through the rest of this month, remember, you don't have to be the holiday hero. Just enjoy time with your loved ones and make some new memories. Until next time, stay jolly, stay merry, and as always, make it worth your wellness. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and I will see you guys on Friday. Wrong button.